Hello, 520 Sports Talk fans. We are here live at Wings Over Broadway with the Empire Ravens softball team right now. They're sitting at 17-0, looking strong on the year. But before we get into that, we're going to get into some of our sponsors real quick. And like I said, we're here at Wings Over Broadway, the best wings in Tucson. They stay crispy from the beginning to the end. They have beer, pizza, burgers, hot dogs. So it's just more than wings. And their burgers are phenomenal. I enjoy their burgers very much. And then Vibe Energy Bars. They have that all natural sweetened with agave, the better alternative and safe alternative to energy products. So instead of having that energy drink, get the Vibe Energy Bar. You'll feel better. You'll perform better. You'll be more awake. Frog and Firkin, located on University and Tyndall. The best pizza and outstanding dining in Tucson. And I tell you what, sports bar, going to the university, what better place to go than Frog and Firkin, enjoying the game, some pizzas, beers. They have all the sports on, you name it, they'll have it. And then Sparkle Cleaners, 11 convenient locations around Tucson metro area to serve you, now offering home business pickup and delivery of your laundry and dry cleaning. SparkleCleaners.com. Again, 11 locations for Sparkle Cleaners. We appreciate their sponsorship. And last right now for this round, Bianchi's Italian Food, 2 locations that serve authentic Italian cuisine, Silver Bell and Speedway in Marana on Tangerine east of Thornydale. And I enjoy Bianchi's. They have decent Italian food. They're very good Italian food. So we are going to dive right in now. And coaches, thank you for coming on the show. And we'll have you guys go around, introduce yourself, and tell us how long you've been with the program.
All right, I'm Shannon Woolbridge, head coach. This is my 7th season as the Empire coach.
I'm Candace Tigas, and this is my 6th season as the assistant coach.
I'm Carlos Armijo. This is my 5th season as assistant coach.
I'm Kelsey Smith. This is my 1st season as the coach.
Hi, I'm John Candido. This is my 5th season with Empire as a coach.
Kelsey's also a former player.
So I'll ask you the first question. As a former player, now being on the coaching staff, how different does it feel?
It's different, but it's fun. I get to kind of see the other perspective of it. I never got to really be part of the coaching staff and their decisions, so it's kind of fun being behind the scenes and all the decisions they have to make. It's fun.
And back then, did you ever see yourself becoming a coach, or is that something?
I always wanted to stay within the softball program and give back, basically, from everybody. Shannon's been my coach for many years. Candace taught me how to hit, so I've always wanted to give back like they gave to me.
I think one of the big differences has to be seeing the other side of the coin. Now that you're telling them what your other coaches were telling you that you didn't believe when you first started, and you're like, believe me, they're correct. Do you see the aggravation side of it from
oh, yes. You never realize, how immature you are and how just, young you are, and then whenever you do become a coach, you're like, well, maybe I was a little immature then, a little young,
right.
Maybe a little dumb, and they really were right the whole time.
And that's the thing that you notice. It's just like being a parent. And once you get old enough, you're like, yeah, they were right. Cleaning my room is important.
Hate to admit it, but they were.
Exactly. That's fantastic. So tell us about the season, Coach. 17-0, man. The only thing better is 18-0.
Yeah,
you can only go 17-0.
Right. It's funny you should say that because we have a saying in our program, and that is we're only as good as our next game. So as good as and fun as it's been to start the season, it's just that. It's the start of our season, and we know that we've got some big games coming up next week. And our job as coaches is to keep the girls humble, hungry, and make sure they're focused on what lies ahead.
And what, with your schedule ahead, is there a game on there that you guys, I know it's one game at a time, but one that you're kind of looking forward to the most?
Sure, our next one. We're on to Cincinnati, right? Isn't that what Bill Belichick says? We're on to Cincinnati. Honestly, we start region play next week. We've got Mountain View. We had a good game with them a couple weeks ago. It could have gone either way. We ended up beating them 3-2 in that game. But it's going to be at their place on Tuesday, and we know that we're going to have our hands full.
For the coaching staff, outside of the 5, 6, 4 years that you guys have been here, was there another spot that you coached before coming to Empire, or is Empire the first?
For me, Empire was the first high school coaching experience I had. I also did club ball, but then I also, like Kelsey said, I did private hitting lessons for about, 9 years, and then I jumped on board with Shannon. So for me, the 6 years with Empire started kind of that whole club, also team atmosphere type of deal.
For me, I was at Pueblo High School for 2 years prior to going to Empire.
Do you find a difference in attitude or anything by being a totally different side of town, or is coaching and girls are girls? Or
I think for me, it's coaching, and girls are girls. I did coach some club baseball before, and there's a huge difference between that, like adolescent boys, adolescent girls,
Without a doubt.
attitudes, big difference.
without a doubt. How about yourself? Have you found that you get more credit because you're so close to the girls' age compared to the other people that are maybe 2 or 3 years older than the girls? Do you find that they come to you because you might be able to understand because they don't think anybody else can?
I think they like to joke around with me a little more. I kind of get more of the inside jokes that they don't really think that I get, but I do get.
All right.
And so, but not yet. They haven't come to me yet. I think I'm still new, and they're still trying to like make their feels with me, but I think eventually they will.
Yeah, I think so too. A lot of times when the age gap, isn't as big as it seems. The age gap is 10 years is 10 years until you're 30 and 40.
Yeah.
Then it's, that's not that bad.
Yeah, and
but
one
15
thing-
and 25 is huge.
One thing that's been hard is trying to draw that line between I was just a player and now I'm a coach. So I can't, really be on their level and joke around with them because I have to be the
Good
adult
point,
and
good
coach
point.
with them. So that's one thing I've had to kind of figure out a little bit with them. But they're great and they
Good.
work with me.
Hey, Coach, did you coach baseball or have you always been a softball coach?
I was a baseball player, but only a softball coach. I've done some club ball like Candace has as well, so I have other experience outside of high school, but Empire is the only high school I've been with.
Okay. That sounds great.
And right now, you're sitting at 17-0. It seems like everything's going right. But what's the one area on the team that maybe needs some improvement? Rather, it's hitting, base running, defense.
Well, there's actually two things that we're focused on: more consistent hitting. We've been pretty fortunate during the first half of the season where we get that one big inning and we kind of ride that and benefit from that. And the flip side is when we struggle on defense, it's usually the wheels start coming off in that one inning. So we're trying to get more consistent both with our hitting and on our defense.
And for defense, how do you get them to calm down in that inning? Do you just make a meeting to the mound and discuss it with them? Because when I've seen some softball, I compare it to maybe the U of A softball team, there's always that one inning where it seems like the game speeds up on them, and that's when they're making maybe mental mistakes. And is it some of that?
Definitely. So obviously timeouts are important; they're vital, and so we make sure that we call a timeout when we feel that we need to. But I think a lot of the credit goes to the girls. If we're not calling timeouts and trying to influence the game that way, when the wheels start to come off, they'll call timeouts. And there's some real good leadership on the field, and you'll see when you talk to them here in a little bit. They're really good at taking charge and trying to put an end when those wheels do start to come off.
Coach, have you ever coached baseball at all?
Baseball, yeah, I did it once, a couple of years when my son was playing, but most of my coaching background was in softball. In fact, I started coaching club in 2002. Eric Tatham and Eric's a coach at Cienega. He and I actually started a club team together. And then as my daughter was the back girl, and as she got older and got involved in club, then I coached her club team from the time she was 7 or 8 years old until she and her friends graduated high school. So club experience pretty much. A little bit of baseball, mostly club softball.
Right. Well, I coached a little bit myself, and there's such a big difference between the two, male and female. I just don't think I have the patience or the coaching ability to coach girls, because I just don't know. One of the differences that I notice is that the boys already know everything, so the girls, they're willing to learn. they'll listen to you. They're willing to learn. They're like, okay, he must know something. He's a little older than me. He must know something. The guys always seem to be trying, Coach, that may be right, but let me show you how we can really do it. And I think that's one of the differences I see between boys sports and girls sports is the girls aren't trying to outcoach the coaches. The guys are trying to outcoach the coaches because they've watched it on TV, they play it on PlayStation, and they just want to be the smarter person. And it takes them, 4 or 5 seasons to understand that you're a coach for a reason. And the girls seem to catch it a lot quicker. They're like, okay, he's here to teach me something, so let's go with it. Do you guys find that? Yeah, exactly.
I'd say, yeah. Like you said, I see it on the PlayStation. Bryce Harper swings this way. My dad told me to swing this way.
Oh, God.
That must be a big one.
That's a big one with boys. With girls, it's not that way. I think they're more
Coachable.
approachable and receivable to information.
Well, it's very difficult when Dad teaches you something, because Dad knows everything. He loves me. You just like me. So, of course, he's going to tell me the best way to do something. And who are you? You don't know anything. My dad used to play the minors in, Wichita, so he knows everything. So I can see what you're saying, because it's very difficult when it comes to changing something that their father had taught them. And do you guys seem to have more problems with the parents in high school level, or? Yeah, okay.
Our parents are great. No issues whatsoever. Parents are wonderful.
Plead the fifth? Yeah, I understand. You have no issues when the microphones are on, so that's fine. I understand that. And that's.
They say a face is worth 1,000 words, right?
That was a very good answer. Yeah, the cookie drive. We need them. I know you did. We'll talk about it a little later.
So, having coaching experience in club level and high school, what's the differences between the two? Between club softball and high school softball?
On our, or my end, I should say, the difference is, and it's interesting because you'll get a lot of different answers on this, I think, from all of us, but high school ball is a lot like college ball, to be very honest. It's every day. The grind is every day. You go to class every day. You got to show up to work, quote unquote, every day. So high school in that aspect is kind of like college ball, or just the same. The competitiveness sometimes varies because you don't get to pick and choose your team. You're at your school. It's whoever shows up. That's who your team is. Club ball is a little different, obviously. There's tryouts. You kind of get to pick and choose who you want, what you want. So a lot of people say it's a little bit more competitive. Kind of depends on what you as a player want to do. But I feel like the nostalgic part of the game and the tradition of the game and the the will to win in high school is a lot. It's greater than it is for club ball, because club ball, it's kind of on the scene of trying to, I got to play more than an hour and a half today because I've got 5 games today. For high school, it's your one game, and the goal, let's be honest, it's always postseason, and then you want to get the ring, right? In club ball, it's, I just got to win a tournament because there could be a coach out there looking at me, but I don't really have to perform for something. So not to say anything bad about club ball, because like I said, I love it, I enjoy it, and it's super competitive. But I think both have their pros and cons to it. But I do think for high school, on the high school part of it, it's just more nostalgic. There's more tradition. There's more of a want to will, fun, to win for something and play for something. So I don't know if anybody else has any more comments on that.
I'll add to that. I think the approach is different from a coaching perspective. With club ball, you have them pretty much year-round. You don't have to be great in a couple of weeks to start winning games in a couple of weeks. You have time to build and add players and remove players. With high school, it's a very condensed kind of a season. You want to get going quick because, especially with your section games, you drop a couple and all of a sudden you're risking not making state. So you have to get engaged a whole lot faster, it feels like.
I think what I'm hearing is, in club ball, if you hit 5 home runs and lose, it's still okay because you got 5 home runs. And the people that are there to watch you say, oh my gosh, she hit 5 home runs. We want her. You hit, and in high school ball, it's about winning. So I think that's kind of separates the two a little bit from what I'm understanding what you're saying. I'm not saying that you want to lose as club ball, but it's like in basketball. If I have 20 points in a club scenario and we still lose, I just wanted to get myself on film. I got 20 points. Everybody saw it. I could possibly get a scholarship. You can get 20 points and lose in high school, and nobody may come out there because your team is 0-17 instead of 17-0.
The beauty about the high school scene is that you play for each other, and not that you don't in club ball by any means. It's just that you're playing the game and nobody's watching, and you're doing it because you love it so much, and you're playing for everyone else that's there.
Yes.
The only thing I would add is there are many club situations where it mirrors what we experience in high school ball. There are those unselfish players, and there are those players that are all about the team, even though, let's face it, as they get older, they are trying to be recruited. So there are some similarities. It just kind of all depends on the situation.
Okay. That sounds great.
So here at FITO, we talk about athletes doing, not maybe competitively, but playing different sports, working out different muscles. Do you guys maybe in practice, instead of, let's say, throwing a softball, maybe throwing a football, throwing different using different muscles? Do you do any of that kind of thing, different muscle movements?
No, that's a good idea.
Okay.
We haven't done any of that.
No. What's your thought on that? That people, say maybe if you, because softball's almost year-round now for some kids, right?
Well, there's many sports that are pretty much
and
year-round.
same with baseball and basketball, but having them go out and do something different than the sport that they're, just to take a little break, not necessarily competitively, but just to change up the muscle movement.
Did you want to talk about that, Kelsey, as a collegiate? I mean, the only thing I would say is, yes, we do encourage it. Some of them are not always willing to do so for fear of maybe falling behind in the sport that they're best in.
So in high school, I played volleyball as well. So I did both. My main sport was softball, though. I enjoyed it because it gave me a break. It was definitely, I had, I don't know how to say this. I was good at it, but it kind of gave me a, I don't know how to say it. Yes, it humbled me. There we go. See, this is why she's my coach. It definitely humbled me, and it kind of gave me a more perspective of, yes, I'm good at this, but maybe how can I do better at this by using these techniques I use in this sport kind of thing. But I definitely learned how to jump higher with volleyball, which gave me a better stride for softball. So just different things like that.
It fed off of each other, and
Yeah, and like how you're talking about using different sports techniques. In college, I actually, we use footballs for spins. So as pitchers, you would take a football and you would use it as your spin. If the football was going correctly, that kind of, we would do long work.
You have any comments?
Like, I don't see how that's going to work.
So you use the footballs to do what now?
So it's the spin of the football.
Let me ask you again, because obviously you didn't hear me, because your voice came out from over here. So you use footballs to do what now?
So as a pitcher, when you throw underhand, you want to either go the screwball, curveball. So you would, especially for a screwball and rise ball, you would take the football, you would hold it just like you would a softball, and then you'd spin it. If it was wiggly, that means your spin wasn't tight. And then when you did long toss with it, you would go in a full circle, and then it would go into like have you ever seen the referees, not the referees, is the referees in football? I'm sorry, I'm not a football person. The referees, how they throw underhand to the other referees. It's kind of like that. If you want that spin to be tight. Yeah, so we would do that, and it's a way to.
And you went to college to take ventriloquism. Let me see you do that again.
Okay.
How she made her voice come out of you.
Oh, okay.
No, but that's fantastic. I never knew that. That's very interesting. Very interesting.
Do you have a wrap-up question, possibly? Because we're about ready to get to the next group.
So, you guys, how many more games do you have?
12 more regular season games, and then hopefully the playoffs.
So you're 17-0 and you're still hoping for the playoffs? I'm confused.
We're only as good as our next game, right?
Well, I know. So if you lose this game, that means the season's
No,
over?
of course not. Of course not. We plan on making the playoffs. That is our goal,
time.
definitely.
That lightens the
I know you.
atmosphere a little bit.
Yeah,
So
no, I know.
I think so. You guys are definitely on your way for a playoff run. And so the next 12 games, are you playing all teams that you've already played before? Or is there going to be some ones in there that you haven't played?
Yeah, a couple of them we've already played before.
Okay.
Like Rincon, we've already played. Mountain View, we've already played. But we'll have there will be a handful of teams that we haven't played before.
You playing Sunnyside at all?
We are not playing Sunnyside
Yeah,
this year.
boy, you got to watch out for them Blue Devils.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we didn't schedule them. Right
I understand that. That could be torture. And Blue Devils got it going on a little bit. Not that,
They're
I
off
have
to a
no
good
bias.
start too. No, they're off to a good start as well. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's fantastic. I think once you get a winning tradition, even if it's a season or just the school in itself, I think that's a fantastic thing. And you learn so much from sports about how life works. And the momentum that you guys are building with this 17-0 start, you can't beat that. Because there's nothing on the planet like winning. I don't care what anybody says.
No, you're
about
right.
anything.
I agree with that.
Winning is the most fabulous thing, and nothing tastes as good. It's delicious. And then losses, well, they don't taste as quite as good. And you guys wouldn't know nothing about that because you're 17-0.
Not yet. Hopefully
That's
we don't know
fantastic.
for a while.
That's fantastic. Well, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And keep your ventriloquism going because I was impressed. I was very impressed. Your mouth wasn't even moving. But thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, Coach.
Enjoy the girls. They're great.
So while we are switching up here, we're going to run down some more sponsors real quick. Johnny Gibson's Downtown Market, along with Highwire Lounge on Broadway and Congress. A huge selection of sandwiches, burgers, and ready-to-eat foods, all along with dozens of beers for adults, and they have drinks for kids as well. It's the show Under the Stars at Johnny Gibson's Downtown Market. David and I love that place. It's just a beautiful venue to go and have a show. Miche's Mexican food on 39th and South 4th Avenue has the best Mexican food in town, serving the Tucson area since 1976. And then Jim Miller from State Farm. Two convenient locations. No, my bad. Located at Wade and Silverbell in Marana. He's your one-stop shop for life, auto, home, and renter's insurance. Look for the red Volkswagen. Go bug him for a quote. That is his slogan. So we're just real quick going through some sponsors. And then Chiba Hut. I love Chiba Hut. I mean, I personally love it. The best toasted subs in Tucson, right across from the Arizona football stadium. Nothing's fried except the occasional customer. Teller Trophy, 2 convenient locations to serve you at 6th and 6th Avenue. The 5,700 block of East 22nd, Tucson's original trophy and awards center. That's tellertrophy.com. First Heritage Realty, the A2B team of Brittany Palma. Looking for a house, condo, townhouse, or just a land? Call her at 520-270-7958. Move the healthy way with Brittany Palma. Okay, so that's our list of sponsors for that half. And ladies, thank you for coming. And do we have one more coming up? Or? Okay. But thank you for coming. And real quick, introduce yourself. Tell us what grade you're in and how many years you've been at Empire. Well, that's the grade.
There you go. You're thinking.
I'm Eileen. I'm a junior, and I've been at Empire for 3 years.
Hold on. Eileen, do you happen to possibly have a last name?
Perez.
Oh, and your position. Sorry.
I play second.
Okay.
My name is Naja Hill. I'm a senior. I've been playing at Empire for 3 years, and I play catcher and right field.
My name is Odalis Garcia. I've been at Empire for 3 years, and I play shortstop.
My name is Lene Doty. I'm a junior, and I play center field.
There's too many mics apparently on the table.
Right, exactly.
So 17-0, you guys started off 17-0. You beat Saurita this year 9-1. Got revenge on them. How good did that game feel? Getting revenge on them from last year.
Oh, great.
No other comments from that?
One great. There
It
you
just
go.
felt really good, just getting out there and getting him back so we can progress and move on with our season.
What was the biggest takeaway from last year, at the end of last year, how it ended, losing to Salrita, going into this year? What's been the driving force, besides loss, but like...
I feel like we wanted to work harder, and we knew that we wanted to beat Sarita with everything we got. We didn't want to lose him again, and we wanted to win the championship. So that's what we're aiming for now.
Okay, so last year ended in a bitter taste, but now you guys are 17-0. You got a lot of confidence going into your next 12 games. Do you guys? Is there any team that you think is really, really good that has a slight chance of possibly, maybe giving you guys a challenge? Not necessarily beating, but giving you guys a challenge? I guess that means no. Okay.
Okay, maybe Mountain View and Rincon, I think, right now, or Mountain View and Rincon.
And those are your next couple games?
Yeah, Mountain View, and then we have Pueblo after that, and Troya. So.
Is there, I was talking to your coach, is there a reason why you guys are afraid to play Sunnyside? Is there a reason for that? Yes, I'm a Blue Devil, yes.
Afraid to play Sunnyside?
No
way!
I just know they're not on the schedule for a reason.
With her reaction, I'm guessing Sunnyside doesn't have the best record right
You know, the interesting thing is I ask you questions, and somebody else answers that I'm not even asking the question to. I don't understand how that works, but we'll get back to the question. Is there a reason why you guys don't put the Blue Devils on your schedule?
I mean, that's not really up to us. That's with our coach. I don't know whether or not in our conference this year. So, I mean...
The fear runs deep.
We played Sunnyside in the past. It's been no problem, so...
We're not talking about the past.
Oh! All right.
I'm giving you a hard time. So tell me, you guys got Rincon and Mountain View are pretty good teams that can possibly give you guys a challenge. So, during this 17-0 run, is there anything better than just winning?
I think losing is also better. Not better, but it's nice. Because we learn, from it.
You learn more from your losses than your victories,
exactly,
but
yes.
They can't taste the same.
No, obviously not, but it feels like you want to learn. So when you lose, you learn, and you keep pushing yourself to be better.
Okay.
Which ends up in wins, right?
I'm following you. I'm listening to you.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think what's better than winning is seeing how we can come together, especially to overcome adversity. So there are times when there are tied games and we just all really dig in deep, so that way we can get the runs, we can get everything going. I think that's what's nice, is seeing how everyone comes together so we can win that game.
So overcoming adversity or overcoming problems, maybe an injury to somebody that was important, and now everybody else got to step up. And that's really the way that life works, because sometimes you may not have the money to pay the electric bill, and you got to make a move. And, somebody, you got to be able to call them on the phone and say, hey, here's the situation, or something like that. And those are the kind of things that you need for life. And you learn that in team sports, basketball, football, softball, baseball. So there is some truth to you learn more. You learn more from your losses, but this winning is such a beautiful thing. Now, are you guys like a trash talking team, or you guys are scared to say stuff? We don't want to be, we just want to be nice. Is that?
No, I don't. We're not trash. I mean, we do goof around on our own, when no one else is around. But we stay humble. We don't blow up our big heads saying, "Oh, we're undefeated. There's no one better." We stay.
So
humble.
when you hit a ball and you get on base, you don't look to their dugout and say, that's what I'm talking about? You guys are just, oh my God.
We look at our dugout and
you say,
we're yelling each other at each other.
I'm sorry that I got a hit. I apologize.
No.
I'm just, because I think trash talking in either talking verbally or non-verbally is very important in sports. And you may not say something, but you can give somebody a look that says, that's damn right. Yeah. You thought that little
We do give the look.
There you go. You thought that curveball meant something. Well, take this. No, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to always say something to say something. And I think that's very important in sports. It keeps the juices flowing. And I think, like, especially in basketball, it's very important. You must say something when you make a basket in somebody's face. It's in the rules, actually, if you look it up. Thought I'd let you know.
So, why softball? What made you pick softball as your go-to sport before you got into high school? What is?
Well, for me, it's like the only sport I've played, and I really enjoy it. Like, making friendships is like something huge for me. Like, I've been playing for these girls for like 3 years, and it's amazing, and I love it. And I love the whole like family bonding that we have all the time too.
You know what? You're going to really love it in 20 years when you guys get back together. I'm telling you, there's nothing like getting together with your teammates. After, you went on and did your thing, you got married, kids, you went off and became a doctor, you went off and became a lawyer, you went and did your thing, and then you have this reunion, and you guys remember all the things that you went through together, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world outside of a family reunion. But it's just that's the best thing about sports. You could, whatever the championships and everything is nice, but just to see you again and know what we went through. So that's a very important and a great point. Great point.
I want all of you to answer that.
I mean, for me, it was just, I fell in love with it. It's very motivating. It gets me excited. It's something to stay in shape. And like Abdallah said, you build memories and you make friends and you see them outside of school. And it's just, to play this sport is just so awesome because you become a part of this community. And there's just nothing better than playing softball, man. Nothing better.
Team sports is the best. I like golf, I like tennis, but team sports is the best because it doesn't matter. Once we've made the team together, black, white, fat, short, tall, it doesn't matter anymore because we all went through the same hell together, and just you can look at each other a lot of times, and it says everything without you ever saying a word. You can say I love you, and you never said anything. They just say me too. and you hug up and you go.
The ability to come together, that's a wonderful thing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, there is no diversity. It's wonderful.
How about you, the quiet one on the end?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, for me, I've played many sports. I played softball when I was growing up. I played
You're
basketball.
really old now, by the way, right?
Yeah, very. I played basketball, soccer, I ran track, but none of those other sports gave me the feeling that softball did. Like, I genuinely fell in love with the game of softball, and it's literally changed my high school life. Like, I can get away from anything with softball. So it's a huge impact on my life.
Oh, great.
I started when I was doing T-ball. I started because I wanted to be like my sister. So I saw her playing. She was doing ball. She was doing her own thing, and I was like, "That's what I want to do." I was sitting on the sidelines, and I wanted to be inside that diamond. I wanted to be playing, having that rush of communicating with people and building the friendships that we've all talked about and how we all connect.
Oh well, tell me this. If we find out one thing you love, what is it you would like to do after you're through playing softball?
I want to become a physical therapist or athletic trainer. So I want to stay in the sort of realm of sports.
Athletics.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sports athletics. I don't want to get away from all that. I don't feel like I can.
Oh, I understand. How about you?
I would say like cosmetology, anything with like hair. Well, I'm the one that does everyone's hair on the team, so like I'm not. Well, it's not yours, but
I want to be a psychiatrist. Yeah.
I know some people that need some help.
Yeah, I want to be a psychiatrist and then later work for the FBI, do FBI profiling.
So you want to tell me why I killed all those people and you know that I did it?
Yeah.
That does sound exciting. It really does.
I want to be a physical therapist as well because I want to stay in the sports field, helping players out when they get hurt.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys do understand if any of you do become a killer, she's going to come and get you. All right.
Watch out.
Good. That's fantastic.
So what's your dream school? If you could pick any school in the whole entire country, where would you go? Doesn't have to be for softball. Just education, softball, doesn't matter.
You go on.
So mine has always been UCLA because my dad has grown up, or he grew up in California, and I just grew up watching like all California teams play their game. I grew up watching UCLA softball. It's honestly really great watching the girls play. So, yeah.
I never had a dream school. For me, it was just about pursuing my education and getting to play the sport that I loved.
So any school will do?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I wanted to go to UCLA myself, but they didn't offer me a scholarship, and I had to go to the U of A because they did. So
They might have regretted that after the 4 years of you beating them.
yeah, they paid the price for not offering me the scholarship. So that's what happens when you got an opportunity to pick somebody on your team and you don't, and they come back and beat you. You had a chance, right? Okay. How about you? Where would you like to go?
I'm like the same as Naja. Like depending on where I get scholarships as well. Like obviously I want to take those. So.
But isn't there a place that you get that letter and they say you've been accepted to Notre Dame? You'd be like, that's where I wanted to go all my life.
I mean, I haven't really thought about it, but if I do, if I come to find that school, then obviously I would be really happy to. But I haven't really looked into it. I guess.
And you guys are seniors, right?
No. Juniors.
And you're what?
I'm a junior.
Okay, well, you know.
Yeah.
You need to pick it up.
Yeah. How about you?
When I first started looking at schools, the one that I wanted to go to was Cal State Fullerton. But at the end of the day, it's whatever's gonna get me through school and at least let me play softball, because that's what we're all working for. We want to play softball in college and make it as far as possible.
Well, I tell you what, one of the major things in getting a scholarship that'll help you besides, the normal individual stuff is keep winning. Mm-hmm. When you come from a winning program, everybody starts getting offered stuff. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, well, I had 20 home runs. I know you had 20 home runs, but you guys were 1 in 50. So your home runs didn't really help anybody. You got home runs at the end of the game when they were rolling the ball to you and you got hits. You see what I'm saying? But when you win, they come in, hey, what's going on with this program? And how did they go, 50-0 or 100-0 in 3 seasons? They must have some good players, and that's how you get scholarships as well, is playing on a good team. And you guys are already there, so good luck.
When everybody's winning, everybody eats.
That's true.
Yeah. So
wise words of the week.
Yeah, just one though. That's it for the whole week.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, we're gonna ask you a funny question, kind of a funny question. What would you guys do with $1 million? So somebody just went, boom, there's $1 million. What would you do? Donate it? Like, you could do whatever you want with it. It's yours.
I'd invest it and donate a little bit and then go to college with it. That's what I would do. Try to be smart with my money, not just blow it away.
So you would donate it, invest it, and go to college. You wouldn't buy anything? Maybe a bicycle to get around town? So you would just walk. With $1 million in the bank, you would just walk.
Yeah, be very frugal with it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So you're going to have $1 million and catch the bus?
I'll catch the bus, yeah. I'm being humble. Being humble.
Just because you bought a car doesn't make you unhumble. That means you got transportation to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, but still, a little cushion to make me feel nice.
So, you mean if you bought a $5,000 car, you'd feel broke because you got 995?
I think I actually would, yes, really.
Get a little transportation, maybe?
Maybe.
Give us some thought.
Maybe. It's theoretical.
Maybe a scooter or something.
I was going to say a scooter, man.
How about you?
I definitely help pay off my parents' house, family. Maybe buy my dream car.
Okay. You got plenty of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't walk or catch the bus?
No, I
Uber.
wouldn't.
Are you gonna call Uber?
No. No.
Oh, that's sale, yeah. Get a skateboard on sale at the swap meet. How about you?
I would use it to pay off the rest of my college that's needed, and then anything that's left, use it to save up for a good car that I want, a good dream car.
Anything that's left. What school are you going to that would cost $1 million? I'm just curious.
You gotta work something out.
Because the best schools in the country might be $100,000 a year, so 4 years, that's 400. Yeah, the numbers aren't working.
Got a lot that's left.
Have a little extra.
Just a little bit. How about you?
I'll probably help out my family with something. I always want clothes, so I'll buy clothes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A car. 'Cause I need something to get myself a car. And probably pay off my college, so I won't be in debt later in life. You know what I mean?
So, after hearing all those answers, David, who do you think deserves a Chiba Hut $15 gift card?
The only person that I think really deserves it is the person that's going to be catching the bus all the day.
That's what I was thinking.
So since you're going to be catching the bus, and they'll be able to drive to restaurants, we're going to let you catch the bus to Chiba Hut.
And that's that's located right across from U of A football stadium. So right there, they have great subs, drinks, and like Tane and Kool-Aid and Rice Krispie treats. But David likes the Tane.
All I'm telling you is, I expect to see you just walking the streets, living under a bridge with $1 million in the bank. Oh, I don't want to spend it. I know I'm 900 years old, but I don't want to spend it. Yeah.
She's going to make a pillow out of it, at the very least. Okay, so real quick, go ahead and give a shout-out to anybody in the world, anybody you want to shout out to, family in Illinois or Texas, wherever. Family here.
Under a bridge waiting for you. People under the bridge that are waiting for you.
So you guys can give a shout-out real quick before we wrap this interview up.
I'd like to give a shout out to all my coaches who have helped get me to where I am, my parents, all of my family, and my friends and my wonderful teammates.
That's good shout outs.
I guess I'll give my shout out to my parents and my coaches because they push me to do everything. So, yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to my parents and all the coaches because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Right.
Same thing as everyone. They took everything. My teammates.
So you
they're
want
all
to send a
watching.
shout out to her parents, and her parents?
Yeah, they're all cheering for us. So shout out to all of you, my parents, everything.
Well, thank you for coming on. We had a pleasure with you guys on.
That was
and
fantastic.
Hopefully you guys make it to the championship game, and we'll have you guys on again.
Good job, bro. Yeah. I'll spot you 5 under there.
So while we're switching everything up, we're going to do a couple more sponsors. Catalina Auto Recycling. Why buy new when you can buy used? For all your automotive part needs, go to CatalinaAutomotiveRecycling.com. CatalinaAutoRecycling.com. I apologize. Arizona leading specialist. Contact Mo, the mortgage lady, at 520-510-6698 for the lowest rates in Tucson. Okay, Oasis Air Conditioning, Heating, and Cooling. Make sure your units are in tip-top shape by calling David Murrieta at 520-648-1755. And it's summertime, so you definitely need those air conditioning and swamp coolers checked before it gets really hot here. New Stitch Embroidery, located at 3114 South 12th Avenue, for all your silk screening, embroidered fabric, laser printing. Call 520-741-1070. Okay, thank you very much. And also a halftime score of the U of A NIT game. They were leading 30 38-20 at half, so the Lady Cats are getting the job done right now. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for joining the show. We're going to go around and give us your name, what position you play, and what grade you're in.
Hi, my name is Celine Pacheco. I'm a junior, and I play second and third base.
Hi, I'm Reagan Grassi. I'm a junior, and I play catcher and outfield.
Hi, my name is Megan Annunziato. I'm a junior, and I play first.
Hi, my name is Takia Hill. I play first base, third base, and pitcher, and I'm a junior.
What was your name, dear?
Takia Hill.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm Emily. I'm a junior, and I play all outfield.
Okay, so first thing I want to know, is there a Rudy in the house? Anybody that goes by Rudy? You sure?
Oh, Rudy?
Rudy?
Oh, that's me.
Want me to
That's
spell
me.
it?
Yeah, that's me.
He's like looking at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I just checking to see if you knew your own nickname.
Yeah, my dad gave me that nickname.
I don't know anything about that. I just know I was just testing to see if you knew your nickname.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. We were talking to the other girls earlier. You guys are 17-0 right now. You're feeling good about yourself. You got 12 games left in your schedule. Do you guys feel very confident about being able to go undefeated the rest of the year, or there may be some bumps in the road or some challenges or things like that? How are you guys feeling about the rest of the season and the likelihood of going undefeated? Here's the microphone that anybody can pick up. Bah, you're the grand prize winner.
The teams get harder the second half of the schedule, so I mean, I think we can do it. We just have to keep practicing harder and work harder to be able to win like all the games.
You know, like Emily said, I truly believe that our team is capable of doing the things that we do. Like, we're very good at executing the game. Yes, we make mistakes. Last year we were on this talk show, and I said any team is beatable on any given day, and that includes us, and that includes everyone that we play. So I believe that we can be undefeated if we play our best and choose to be undefeated, but there are going to be mishaps. Like, even when we win games, there are innings where we fall off the wheels, but we do eventually pick it up. So there are going to be problems, but I believe in my team wholeheartedly.
Okay, Big Rudy, what you got to say?
I agree 100% with what Emily and Celine, what they said. I think that what I like about our team is that we're not like, we don't brag that we're going undefeated. We kind of keep it on the down low. So I think if we continue to do that and we, still work hard with every team that we have and give our 100%, I think that we may have a shot going undefeated if we just stay at how we are, not really get in our heads so much.
I see you keep fighting that microphone. I'm going to get you, though.
I have a lot of confidence in our team. We're doing really good, and as Reagan was saying, and Celine and Emily, that we're very humble about it. So I think I have a lot of confidence in us.
I as well have a lot of confidence in our team. I think we can make it all the way. We just have to believe in ourselves and give it all every single game. Even if we're on the bench or not playing, we have to support our players at all times, because you never know, we might get put in.
I have at my house, my mother got me this little plaque thing, and the saying is like this: it's hard to be humble when you're as great as I am. So what I'm saying to you is, if you can back it up, say it. It has a lot of people. You guys are 17-0. You're a damn good team. So don't be afraid to say that. The facts are the facts. So just something for you guys to sleep on tonight. Because a lot of people go so far out of their way to stay humble, and we don't want people to think this, anything. Nobody outside of your team matters what they think. So, if you're the best, you're the best. There's nothing wrong with saying that you're the best. You just got to back it up every time you go out there. And that's it. Just remember that, because, like I said, a lot of people, when you're together, you guys talk about shit. we're the bomb. But then you get in public and you play the game. I mean, 17-0 is a hell of an accomplishment. Is anybody else undefeated in Tucson? Hello? So, you got to give credit where credit's due, right? Fantastic. All right, now, here's my question. How do you guys feel now that the team that knocked you guys out last year? What was that?
Saurita.
Saurita, and you guys already forgot? Hello, is this you guys' first year? No. Saurita beat you guys in the playoffs last year? Yes. So you guys beat them this year?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it, were you guys thinking about that, or was this a new year, a new time, and you just wanted to play, and they just happened to be one of the teams that you were going to beat?
It's a new year. A lot of our some of our best players from last year left. We're a whole different team than what we were last year.
Nice.
They're a whole different team than what they were last year. It's a new ball game.
Right. See, a lot of people don't understand when they talk about, the revenge factor, let's get them back. You're thinking about yesterday. You can't do nothing about yesterday. I'm just going to whoop your ass today, and we'll talk about this ass whooping that you took now, right? Yeah, see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. They all talk about, last year. Now, one of your hits from last year count this year, do they? No. So, we don't care.
I agree with everything that was just said. I think everything that happened last year stays in the past and it stays back there. Everything that happens right now is the new history that we're making and everything that's going on. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with all this. Even though I wasn't on the varsity last year, I was supporting them the whole time, and I think they are doing really good this year as well. And then last year they did really good, so I think it's going really good with that.
I wasn't here last year, so I have no idea what happened.
Man, I saw you looking at me crazy like, man, what the hell are you talking about?
I wasn't on varsity last year either, but whatever's in the past stays in the past, and then you just work hard the next year to
right,
try
exactly.
win.
And sometimes, when you're playing school ball, it goes through the whole school when you take a defeat. Everybody's like, man, how did that happen? And then, of course, the people that don't play, they always have some kind of reason to come up with some ridiculousness. Did you know that if you would have done this, that, and the other, well, if you're so damn smart, why don't you play? But they never do. They never play. They never coach. They never manage. They never do anything. But they have all the answers. Yeah, they're the worst people in the world.
So, outside of softball, what's a career path that you guys are interested in moving forward past high school?
At my school, actually, I'm doing the engineering pathway, and I really want to do something like biomedical engineering, something along that lines.
I really enjoy the arts kind of era, like the group, I guess. So I like graphic arts and I like designing stuff. So I was, I want to go something in like graphic arts or studio and stuff like that for after high school.
I'm really into the medical, so I want to go into like paramedic and fire services. So
that's extremely rewarding. It's a tough job, but it's very rewarding.
I'm into medical too. I'm currently taking an MA class right now.
MA? Mm-hmm. If I was in the medical field, I'd probably know what that was, but since I'm not.
Yeah, it's medical assisting 1 and 2. Juniors take medical assisting 1 and seniors take medical assisting 2. And this year is basically about just the basics of everything, and next year will be all lab. We'll start doing injections next year.
Start doing injections?
Yeah, like we just injected, not with random things, but just like saline solution.
So if I fell out right now, you would know what to do?
Probably.
I just got a little busy. I was just saying. I was hoping it was probably yes.
I'm interested in medical too. I'm in the same pathway as her. So I'm in MA1 right now, and then I'll do MA2 next year. But I'm interested in probably being an RN or a higher level type of medical.
You guys have no blood problems? Seeing blood and being around blood and people hollering and screaming, I'm in pain, help me. Yeah. I was thinking,
they can't scream if they're out.
One of the most difficult things about being a doctor is dealing with a child is in pain or something like that, yeah, it's a tough situation. And we got a shout out from Abu Dhabi. Oh, is it? Yeah, well, she just wanted you to know that she's watching you, and that's fantastic. That's the farthest one that we've ever had during this show. We've been doing this for 2 years, so I've been there. Oh yeah, I like it. I like Dubai. I'm going to Dubai. I haven't been there yet, but Abu Dhabi is a nice place.
So with that, what university is your like dream school? You can go anywhere in the country, Harvard, UCLA, Stanford, anywhere you want to go. Where would that be?
I would personally like to go to the University of California, Riverside.
Okay, it's a nice school.
I think as long as I get my education and I want to be where I want to be, then I think I'm fine.
I've never heard of that university, but I'm sure we'll find it.
I kind of have two. I have Central Arizona College, and I also want to go to Staten Island University. So I want to go back home to New York. So
I like New York.
I don't know. I've never really looked into specific colleges, but I kind of want to go to a college in not near Texas, but Alabama or Georgia, Virginia.
So the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One school that I really enjoy is Fort Lewis up in Colorado. I just like their softball team, and that would be a dream to go there. Personally, I would like to get out of Arizona because the summers I cannot deal with it. And I just just want to get out there and, I don't know, any dream of college.
Do you like the cold? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I love the cold.
Yeah,
100%.
that's disgusting. I hate the cold. And it's only 3 months of heat. And I have air conditioning in my car, in my office, and my home. So I'm really out in the heat. But the cold, you just can't escape. It's the worst.
That's true. But with the cold, you can bundle up and throw a blanket
And
on.
hug and the disgusting stuff. Yeah. No. But you know what? I do have a lot of trench coats. Not because I'm some kind of pervert, but because I used to live in Canada. I lived in Canada. And it was very cold there, often. So I have a lot of, really warm stuff. It's just the cold even when you're warm, it's still a pain in the butt. But, if you like it, that's fantastic. The good thing is you guys got aspiration and dreams. I mean, you may not have it all thought out yet, but you do have the starting point of a plan. And that's really important. I like the fact that you guys are very upbeat, very knowledgeable about not just softball, but about just things in life, because a lot of athletes only know about their sport. And this is a nice change of pace, and I'm very impressed with all of you.
So for our last two questions, one of them is going to be a funny question. What if you had to pick 2 fast food spots to go to? You could only eat one the rest of your life. So you have to dump one. Which 2 would it be, and which one would you get rid of?
I would like to eat at Chipotle and Mod.
Chipotle and Mod?
I would dump Mod because Chipotle, you can get a new thing every day. So
there you go.
I like Chipotle. That's a good place. And it's probably the healthiest place, fast food-wise, that you can go to. You can pick up a mic anytime.
My 2 would probably be White Castle and In-N-Out, and I'd probably bump White Castle, if you know what that is.
I've only seen White because it's an East Coast thing, right? Because I've only seen it in the freezer section, the White Castle little
Not as
burger.
good in the freezer.
I've never tried it, but apparently it's good up there. So.
It is.
I would have Chick-fil-A and Chipotle, and I'll probably have to dump Chipotle. So I am sorry, okay? Chick-fil-A, their chicken is bomb. I'm sorry, but they're closed on Sundays. Okay, well, then I'll go Chipotle on Sundays.
I would choose Subway and What was I thinking? Subway and sauce. The pizza place. I would dump Subway because sauce with mac and cheese.
I'm gonna say the same thing as Reagan, Chick-fil-A and Chipotle, and I'd probably dump Chipotle probably.
Because she's the only one that picked something different.
Yeah, everything was similar, so sauce wins it because it was different. That's a $15 gift card to Chiba Hut right across from the U of A football stadium. So go there, enjoy it with your friends or family. No problem.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, ladies.
We were going to do a shout out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to shake your hand.
He was ready to go. Real
sorry.
quick, we're going to do a shout out. You can shout out to anybody in the world, country, doesn't matter.
Obviously.
Maybe your aunt, because she shouted you out. So go ahead and give a shout out to anybody in the world.
I want to give a shout out to all my support, my family. I love them so much. And my best friend who just got her wisdom teeth out today and her family. Love them.
You forgot your Abu Dhabi aunt.
She's my family.
I figure if I'm watching in Abu Dhabi, I'd get a special. This is just for you, but...
Would you shut it off after that?
Thank you. Love you. XOXO. Mwah.
Oh, she got some super stuff there.
I like to shout out all my family, you know who you are, and all my friends, and of course all the coaches and players and teammates. I love literally everyone that's been through this journey with me, and my dog Rudy, of course.
Named after you, I would imagine.
Yep.
There you go.
I'll shout out my family and friends, basically everybody who supported me and got me this far.
I would like to shout out my friends and family as well, but I would like to shout out one person in particular, would be my coach, Coach Irma, because she's been there for me for a really long time and she supports me. Even though she yells at me and it kind of hurts sometimes, I'm glad she yells at me because it makes me a really good person and a better athlete.
I like that.
I'd like to shout out to all my friends and family because they've supported me through everything that I've been through.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed it.
It's official now. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. All right, Rudy. Good job. Great job.
Thank you.
We'll see you at Chiba Hut.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so our last round of sponsors. We will get to the score real quick. We have Simply Noted from Ricky Elmore, stud defensive end from the U of A, mixing modern marketing techniques with an old school personal touch. Expand your business footprint by contacting former Arizona football star Ricky Elmore. Go to simplynotedllc.com. Platinum Fitness, 3 convenient locations at Ina and Oracle, golf links in Harrison, and the 24-hour location on East Speedway, right by. Actually, the address is 5800 East Speedway. I'll just go with that. Okay, start working out for only $1 and no contract. PlatinumFitnessAZ.com. Tucson Speedway, located on Houghton Road, just south of the Pima County Fairgrounds. Fast and furious excitement that's fun for the whole entire family. You know, David, you make this really hard, man.
I'm not making it hard as you.
And Cartwright's Modern Cuisine at 6710 East Cave Creek Road, north of Scottsdale. More than a restaurant, it's a true Arizona dining experience. So thank you, sponsors. We do appreciate your sponsorship. And we love every single one of you guys. You guys really help us out. And real quick, a score update. Arizona leads Idaho State by 10, 51-41, entering the fourth quarter. So good job for the Lady Cats. Hopefully they can hang on there. Thank you, ladies, for joining the show.
The importance of education now. The more education you get, the better you can read when the lights are on.
Yeah,
It can be difficult sometimes.
Maybe sometimes. We're going to just toss that over there. That's all done. So thank you, ladies, for joining the show. Please give us your name, what position you play, and what grade level you are at.
Hi, I'm I'm Taylor. I'm a sophomore and I'm a catcher.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm a pitcher and a first baseman. I'm a freshman.
I'm Allie. I am a third baseman and I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, and I'm a pitcher and I'm a sophomore.
So, ladies, you guys are 17-0 undefeated right now. Everything's going well. Tell me, do you guys feel in your heart that you guys can go undefeated the rest of the season, or what do you think?
I honestly think that we can go undefeated because we have a very good team connection. We all get along. We all hang out with each other, and we're also very skilled in our own individual way, and we all just kind of click together. And yeah, we do have our own, we have those innings where we kind of get down, but we also bring it back up, and everyone just cheers each other on, and we just have a great team bond, which can help us get to the end point where we are undefeated.
Nice.
Yes, I agree with Taylor. I feel like we can go undefeated, but we have to remember that we just want to play any team any day and take it one game at a time, and that we don't want to think, oh, we're going to go undefeated, because we want to stay humble.
I agree with Vanessa and Taylor. We take one game a day at a time. As long as we have each other during the game, we always pick each other up, and we're always there for each other. One person's down after a play, we're there to pick them up, and we're there to support them. And we're one together, and we're just together as a team. We're amazing. We pick each other up. I can't even explain it. It's just. This season is really good.
You guys are amazing.
This season's really good.
That's pretty good.
We're there for each other this season. That's all we need. We're there for each other. We practice hard. When we're there for practice, it's all about practice. We're there to get better and just be ready for the next game.
Play like you practice, that's for sure.
I think it's a good possibility that we could go undefeated as long as we keep working together and we keep this strong bond, and even if we do lose, later on in the season, that we keep going and that we stay strong no matter what, because we're here really for the end goal to get that state ring instead of just winning everything. Well, just winning everything.
So you don't have to be perfect. You just got to win the championship.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the end goal.
I'm not just handsome. I'm kind of smart, huh?
You don't got to win every battle to win the war. So
wow. You know what? Well, I don't think we need a funny question for that one.
That was a great answer.
That is last Chiba Hut gift card. I love that. That was awesome. But yeah, you go to right across the U of A football stadium. They have Toasted Subs, $15 gift card. Bring your friends, family. It's a really nice place. That impressed me. So I don't know if you mind that at all.
No, I didn't mind it. I mean, it's not hard to impress Troy, but you impressed me. That was a hell of a quote. I got to remember that. Before you leave, you got to say it for me one more time.
Write it down for him.
You don't have to win every battle to win the war, right?
Yep. So, what got you into softball? You guys are all underclassmen. What made you go, that's the sport I want to play?
Well, I always watched my older sister Angela play softball, and I always looked up to her as an inspiration. Just the atmosphere of the softball field was really upbeat, and I'm an upbeat person, and just watching it really intrigued me. I really loved it.
My whole family has played since I can remember. I remember going as a young kid, going and watching my family have a team out there and just watching them play, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And I started out playing t-ball really, really young, and I learned the game as I grew, and I loved it, and I fell in love with the game, and I grew up around that sport, and just having my family there to support me and teach me everything I know, and my thought that was there through everything, and he's taught me everything I know today as well as my coaches, and I feel like I have that, it's part of my DNA. It's in me. I love that game.
So when I was very little, my dad asked me, he saw this ad on Facebook or something like that, and he asked me if I wanted to try softball, and I said sure. And so I've been playing ever since I was 4.5 years old.
Nice.
The funny thing is, I started off as a pitcher, was no good, and then since there was no pitcher spots available, I decided to go catcher, and here I am, like 11, 12 years later, here
Nice.
like catcher. So.
Real quick, sorry, we'll get to you. Being a former pitcher and switching to catchers, does that make you understand maybe the position of catcher a little bit better, or understand what's going on? You know what I mean? Just having that background.
Yes, it could, but not for me, because I played pitcher for 1 season in Baja, and I was no good. I threw a very slow fastball and an even slower changeup, and I walked every single batter. But like going to all my pitching lessons and stuff like that, it helps me understand the position more than when I actually played it. And now I know like how I let my pitchers know, oh yeah, you need to spin it this way, and you need to snap, and you need to stay this way, you need to force yourself to do this, and you got to stay this way. And it just helps me with my pitchers, and just knowing, being former, like I know the pressure, but like not the fundamentals.
Back to like discovering softball pretty much. So both my sisters played softball, and my mom played softball, my grandma played softball, and it's like I grew up at the ball field, and I don't know, I've just just being out there to to beat the boys, pretty much, to be better than the boys, and to prove that you can, I can do this. And because when we were little, playing at the field, I always remembered they'd be like, oh, you can't do that, and then beating them, and I always just thought about that. And yeah,
That's a very interesting motivational standpoint. Very interesting. That's a very interesting motivational standpoint. I like that.
That's really impressive. I like that too. Educational wise, what is the university would be your dream college to go to?
I would like to go to the University of Nebraska Lincoln, or University of Nebraska Omaha, or Boise State. Because my dad grew up in Omaha, Omaha, and he grew up in Nebraska. And one year, Nebraska came down to play at the U of A Stadium, and I was able to meet the team. I actually have a signed softball from them still hanging up in my front room, and I got to meet the catcher, Taylor Edwards, number 12, and her twin sister, Tatum Edwards. And ever since then, I've wanted to go to University of Nebraska.
I would love to, my dream college is to go to the University of Michigan and play for Coach Hutchins. I was watching it on basketball actually with my dad, and I've never heard of the University of Michigan, so I researched them. I really fell in love. They have a good communications major, which is what I want to major in. And that would be my dream to play for her.
I think I'd like to go back to my hometown of Texas El Paso, UTEP. I mean, they're a good team. They have a good softball team. I've been to a couple of camps. I've met the coach. But I've been looking around at colleges, and I feel like I think I found a college that changed my mind. I think it's Presentation College up in South Dakota. It's a pretty good college. Their softball team, I've been looking into it. It's pretty good. Their programs, they have an awesome sports med and medical field program. So I think that's my next school.
Probably for me, so for just softball wise, I would say Alabama, and then school wise, if I didn't play softball, I would say Embry-Riddle, even though they do have a softball team. But even if I wasn't able to play softball, I'd probably play there because they have a really good criminology program, a really good crime scene investigation, and that's what I want to go to.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. After your softball days are done, what would you like to do? Everybody.
Well, I wanna go into criminology and probably start out as a cop and be a trooper, or possibly move up to being a detective. Maybe the FBI. I don't really know. But yeah. in criminology. Yeah.
I think I want to get my nursing degree, and I've had my heart set on the military, and I want to do either combat medic or a flight nurse in the Air Force. So yeah.
Wow, that's different.
I want to be a sports broadcaster. I've always looked up to Jessica Mendoza and Amanda Scarborough. I just love being in front of people and talking to people about the sport I love. Or baseball, either one. Baseball or softball would be great.
I would like to be a physical therapist or an athletic trainer because even if I don't play softball or if I don't coach softball later on, I still want to stay in the field of athletics because I've been to physical therapy a couple times. And since the first time I've been there, my physical therapist made me want to be in physical therapy more, and I've had my heart set in it since my 8th grade or freshman year, something like that. Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to do something like in dance? Because when you talk, you always, and then you got this thing going. Are you sure?
It's just my enthusiasm.
That's what I'm talking about.
So since we kind of defeated the purpose of the funny question and we got to wrap up the show a little bit, we're going to give you a chance to shout out unless David has one more final question for you.
Shout out.
Okay, so shout out to anybody in the world. We had somebody from where was it, David?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, and so it's everywhere.
It's in the Middle East.
So go ahead and shout out to friends, family, maybe Jessica Mendoza, whoever you want to shout out to.
Okay, I would like to give a shout out to all my previous coaches. My dad, because he's always taking me to practice and everything. I would like to give a shout out to Rudy. He was mentioned earlier with Reagan. He's such a sweet dog. And I would like to give a shout out to my grandmother because she's always there and she's always asking who my next game is, and she's always pretty much one of my number one supporters, and I just appreciate her so much.
Gotta love grandmothers, I'm telling you.
I would love to shout out my whole family. They show up to almost every game that they can. They're very supportive. They always text me, "Oh my gosh, good job at your game tonight. You did so good," even if I didn't play. But they still mean it. I'm like, that counts.
It's true.
And also, all my previous coaches, they've all helped me with where I am today. And Jessica Mendoza.
I like to give a shout out to my family. They are always there. They're always behind me. They got my back. They're everything. They're always there to cheer me on. I also like to give a shout out to my grandma and grandpa. Love them. I play for them always. They're always there. Love them. I always remember them. I also like to give a shout out to my previous coaches. I wouldn't be the player I am today without them. I've learned so much throughout my previous coaches. My skill, my heart, my courage for the game. I wouldn't be the same player I would be without them.
Shout out to my family, my mom, my dad. My sister said I need to shout out her dog Misty, so shout out to Misty. Shout out to all my coaches, all my teammates. Love you all. Yeah, okay.
Well, thank you, ladies, for being on the show.
So
we
much.
really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll have you back on after you guys win a state championship.
Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
That was a lot of fun. Definitely very outspoken group of underclassmen girls there.
They did a fantastic. Everybody did a fantastic job. All three levels.
Exactly.
Coaches did a good job. I really like when we do Empire. Empire is you get a lot of back and forth.
Exactly.
Not a lot of back and forth and a lot of fantastic things.
So
the U of A Cats were up 63 to.
The final score from that game was 66-56, a lot closer from the first time they played them,
Right.
20, 30-point difference that first time. But then again, it's that time of year. Teams get better. But Arizona held on, did the job, and way to go to the Lady Cats, who will survive and advance in the NIT tournament. And thank you, 520 Sports Talk fans, for joining us. Bill will be back for the next show. We appreciate you guys watching, and be sure to share it, like it, and 520 Sports Talk, Tucson Sports with a Twist. I'm Troy. This is David. Have a good night.